Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. How to maintain a healthy relationship with yourself. That's what we're going to talk about. Hi, everyone. I am Valery Malone, life coach, motivational speaker, creator of Love You Life program. Today, I would like to share some of my strategy on how to have a great relationship with yourself, how to maintain an amazing relationship and healthy relationship within yourself. And I picked this subject because a lot of time when we talk about relationship, we talk about other people. We think that relationship is always other people. But I think the best relationship and the most important relationship that you have to work on is within yourself. What type of relationship you have within yourself. And if we don't have a great relationship with our own self, that's what causes us to not have a relationship with other around us. And the relationship is not just with people. We have a relationship with everything. We have a relationship with money. We have a relationship with our career. We have a relationship with our health. We have a relationship with our romantic partner. We have a relationship with our pets. We have a relationship with our the universe. We have a relationship with the environment. Everything that we do is a relationship. But we were taught by the society that when we say relationship, automatically we include someone else in that, and we're saying that our relationship is not working with this person or with this thing. So I want you to just be open-minded and think about when I say relationship, I mean relationship within yourself, because you are the one that creates your life. You are the one that creates your happiness. You are the one that creating your emotional suffering. You are the one that is making your life and living your life the way you are right now. Now, if there's an area in your life right now that you don't like, it's definitely is because of the relationship within yourself. And we're going to go break it down through everything, the four major area of your life that you are working on, and see how your relationship work with that. So for example, let's just say the first thing that we're working on, our health, right? Our mental health, our physical health, and our health overall is a relationship. It's a relationship between mind, body, and soul. So it's very important to look at the relationship like that. What kind of relationship do I have with my mind, body, and soul? Okay, a relationship with others, with a partner, with your kids, with your in-laws, with your friends, with your family, with your coworker, with your boss. That's a relationship. What type of relationship you have with your work? Physical work, not workers, not boss, physical work, whatever you do, whether you're cleaning, whether you're writing, whether you're painting, whether you're singing, whether you're engineer, whether you're doctor, whether you're lawyer, whatever it is, what type of relationship, because your work of physical work and emotional work and mental work is actually affecting your lifestyle. So that's another relationship. And more importantly, your relationship with your finance. What kind of money mentality do you have? What do you think of when you think of money? What kind of relationship you have with that? So as you can see, everything is a relationship that when we associate ourselves with anything or anyone, it becomes a relationship. So that's why it's important to, when we talk about relationship, we say to ourselves, what type of relationship am I talking about? What am I talking about? What area of relationship I have to focus on the most in order to bring that up and see more result, especially the result that I wanted to achieve in my life. So that's why I emphasize on relationship when it comes within the self more important. More importantly, yourself, your relationship with yourself. Because you are a reflection of everyone around you. How people see you, how people treat you, that is who you are within yourself. Now, it's a very, very unique subject, and it's very, very hard to accept. I know for the longest time myself, when I find out that I am a reflection of every relationship that I have in my life, it was scary, because if somebody is rude to you, if somebody's unfair to you, if somebody's not treating you well, if somebody, you're going to say to yourself, well, how can that be? That's not me. I'm not like that. Why that person is treating me like that? But if you can deep down, look at yourself and see who you are and what kind of relationship you have with yourself, then slowly you can find out that yes, that is the truth. And it's very painful, trust me. It took me years and years in order for me to actually realize that that was the truth, because I was in such a denial. I didn't want to accept it, because everybody around me, some of the people that around me, especially because I've been through a lot of pain and suffering. So I said to myself, oh my God, like, I must have been a horrible person, that if that's the case, everybody mean to me. But it's not. Don't look at it that way. Don't look at it. Subconscious is how we grew up, is where we come from, it's a culture, it's everything that we have done so far in our life that give us this identity that we create for ourselves that is not ourselves, and we believe that is ourselves, and we're living from there. That's what makes us what kind of relationship we have with our own self. So before I give you the strategy of what I think of you should pay attention to, if you have any question about this, please do send me a question. I'll be more than happy to answer your question. Meanwhile, if you think this video is helping you or someone else, please do share this video. So we want more people like yourself to watch this and learn from this, and we can get together and discuss, and we can actually make sure that people understand how important it is to have a great relationship with yourself and maintain a healthy relationship within yourself. Okay, so here's what do I mean to have a great relationship within yourself. Giving yourself a full attention. Okay, giving yourself a full attention. A lot of time we are always thinking about the past, functioning from the past, our emotion comes from the past, or in the anxious of the future. This is the battle with our own self. This is not with somebody else, okay? So let's just say if we grew up and we have a life that was not fair, or we were grew up very poor or uneducated, or people told us we were not good enough, or you were in a relationship that was really good, not good and didn't go your way, or you got rejected, or people told you you're not good looking or you're not sexy enough. So those memories actually gets in our subconscious mind, and every time we do something, those memory comes in and stop us from doing it and give us the same feeling that we felt at the time. That's why a lot of people think that they are not good enough. And the reason for that is because those emotion floods in and comes in and reminds you that, hey, you're not good enough. So, or we are always anxious for the future. How can we grow? How can we make ourselves better? My job, my relationship, my look, my health. We always thinking about the future. We never hear and give ourselves a full attention as if right now, how are we feeling? And that is awareness. One of the things that you should really, really learn is the awareness of yourself. Because the emotional suffering, stress, anxiety, overwhelm, uncertainty, doubt, fear comes in from not being aware of yourself. What type of relationship you have within yourself. So why awareness is so important. When you make a decision, if you're fully aware of yourself, if you're giving yourself a full attention, then you actually can determine where is that feeling coming from. So for example, if I want to enter a new relationship, why am I having doubt about myself? And then we think about, you know what? That was because a long time ago that happened to me, and that feeling is flooding back, coming to me and stopping me from going to this relationship, because I think this relationship is going to be just like it was 10 years ago. And that's why it's so important to be aware of yourself. Give yourself a full attention every time you do something. The present moment is right now. Everything that you're doing, it matters right now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. And then that can get even more confusing because people say, well, we have to have a goal, right? Because we always have a to-do list. We always want to grow. We always want to see a progress. And we have to have a future vision of what's there, what we want. But that's not what I mean by that. When I say give yourself a full attention is to have a vision for the future. What is there that you want? But be in the present moment and be aware of yourself, that what is there that you're doing today, right now, in order to accomplish that goal. Instead of dwelling over the past, playing victim, or being too anxious of, I want to get there, I want that to be done yesterday. And this is why a lot of people disconnecting themselves with their mind, body, and soul, because they're always thinking about other relationships or thinking about the past or the future. So when we're disconnected from our mind, body, and soul, and that's when we make a decision based on everything else and everyone else. And a lot of time, those decisions doesn't come out and doesn't really work for us because we're so disconnected with our own self. So self-love, self-image, well-being, exercising, eating healthy, taking care of yourself, all of that is good. But you have to be aware of yourself. You have to fully give yourself an attention to say to yourself, okay, you know what? I am here right now. Today, I don't feel like I don't want to do exercise because my body is tired. And you don't do exercise because you are paying attention and listening to your body. Being aware of your body can actually give you a language, and your body, your mind, body, and soul actually speak to you. It gives you alertation ahead of the time before you make a decision that does not go your way. Why are we so unaware of that? Because again, our mind is so busy 100 miles an hour, running 100 miles an hour to do other stuff. But think about chronic illnesses that's happening, right? You don't go to the doctor and the doctor says, well, you have a diabetes. Once they diagnose that diabetes, you know the incubation of that diabetes was way 3 months before that, or even four, even a year before that. It doesn't just happen overnight. Over the period of time, you didn't listen to your body, you didn't take care of your body, and that escalate. Or more importantly, you are stressed. You are stressing over time, because I really emphasize stress can cause all chronic illnesses. You are stressed and you avoided your relationship with your mind, body, and soul, and that causes for you to have a chronic illness. So if we reverse it and go backward, then that's what was missing. You are missing a relationship with your mind, body, and soul, that it happened to be chronic illness. And that's why it's so important to come back to yourself and say, okay, it starts with me, it finishes with me. It's very important to pay attention to me. And I can do another video and talk about how people always put other people before them. They're people pleaser. They're trying to always do things for other people. As a human being, we're kind, we're generous. We always wanted to please other people. We always wanted to make sure other people are happy. But the problem is that there's nothing wrong to take care of yourself first. There's nothing wrong to think about your mind, body, and soul. They think about your finance, think about your health, think about your career. Because the more stronger you are, the more you can shine and make other people aware of what is you doing that is working for you, so they can look at you and say, okay, I want to be like you. What are you doing that work for you so I can do it too? Versus telling people what to do. So it's very important to come back here, home, where you are, your body, mind, body, and soul, and then giving full attention. That is a having healthy relationship with yourself. To have a healthy relationship with yourself, you must fully giving your body, mind, and soul attention every single day. Every single day. You have to give full attention to your body. Know your sensation of your body, know the temperature of your body, know how you feel, know why do you have a headache, why are you tired, why do you have so much energy, what food are you eating that making your body uncomfortable, who you're talking to that gives you like that dull feeling, and you're like, after talk, have you ever had an experience talking to somebody and after that you're like, oh my god, I'm so sad, or I'm so like anxious, or I'm so mad, or I'm angry. All of that matters. How can we determine all of that? By being aware of ourselves, give ourselves attention, because your body actually would tell you. I can't tell you how many times I experienced that, because I'm very aware of my body. So there's a time, here's a story. When I first started my coaching practice, I remember I've never been in front of the camera. Okay, I had other businesses. I work with people face to face, but camera, going Facebook Live, doing all of that, I wasn't familiar with. So every time I would go in front of the camera, I would get this hot flashes. And I didn't do it a lot back to back. I used to do like once a month or whenever I feel like it. But I would get these hot flashes. And every time I would get those hot flashes, I would say to myself, oh my God, I don't feel good today. I feel under the weather today. Because the duration of the time was 30 days or 40 days, I wouldn't really think that it had to do anything with me going in front of the camera. And I remember I read one article. I was going through this stuff and I read this article, and this one of the people said that, I'm working and every time I want to go to work, I just feel sick. I physically feel sick. I have this fever, I have this cold, my back is achy, my body's achy, everything is aching. So that's a self-sabotaging yourself. But the only way to know, to be aware of that, right? Otherwise, we think it's a million other things. And then when I read that article, I said to myself, that is funny. Because if I remember correctly, every time I want to go in front of the camera, that's how I feel. I'm self-sabotaging myself. Because obviously, for a different reason, what if I say something wrong? What if somebody don't like me? What if all the, and that was a long time ago. But to bring it back, that can happen with anything in life. Going out on a date, confronting somebody, hanging out with your friends, going for the job interview, or whatever it is. Subconsciously, since if we are not aware of ourselves, our body actually tell us what to do, but we're so busy we don't pay attention to it. So as soon as I pay attention to my body, and I actually wrote it down, I made a note, everybody that and I purposely went through the camera. I said, you know what? Let me do this more often. Even if I don't have to publish it, I am going to do it more often to see if that is actually true. And sure enough, it was. Actually, I would get really hot. My back would be very tired and very, I would be very stiff. I would be very snippy. And I said, wow, wow. It's not because I'm sick. It's not because I'm under the weather. It's not because anything is wrong. It's because subconsciously I'm sabotaging my own self to go because it's something new. It's something new. So I'm stopping myself. So that's why, in order to build a great relationship and healthy relationship with yourself, is to be aware of your body. Your body literally talks to you. Your body literally, when you get dehydrated, your skin gets dry. You get this white thing, and your nails get like, thing, your hair gets dry, all of that, and you're like, those are the sign of the body telling you that, what, you need to drink water. When we get hungry, our body tells us how we are hungry. When we are sleepy, our body tells us that, hey, it's time to go to sleep. Now, sometimes we go against our body, especially if you're an entrepreneur, if you're working. What we do is that even though we need to go to sleep, our body gets tired at 7 o'clock p.m. and we're like, wow, 7 o'clock, I can't go to bed. I have so much work to do. We push ourselves, we ignore the signal of the body. And then that add on can actually affect your whole life. Not only a relationship with yourself, but with others as well. And that's why it's important to give your body a full attention of what it is that it needs at the present moment, in order to make a decision that actually is good for you. How you feel, what do you want to do, what do you think of this? All of that has to be consulted with yourself first before it has to go out with other people. And that applies to romantic relationship, with your friends, with your family, with everyone else. It has to come with yourself first. Number two, provide a support and inspiration for your body. Support and inspiration is another thing. So a lot of people, I go see what people are doing as far as health and wellness goes. A lot of people are doing law of attraction, manifestation. They're trying to meditate, or they're trying to do, which is all good stuff to do. Inspiring yourself, they're trying to think positive. They say, well, I'm a very positive person. I try to look at everything half full, glass half full, not empty. I try to look the best of everything. That is good in everything, but the problem is you're resisting what is there. So in order to inspire yourself and give yourself a support, to analyze both things. Okay, so let's just say if you feel bad about something. If you feel bad about something, don't try to force yourself to feel good and ignore that feeling, because that doesn't work. The resistance actually can make that bigger and bigger. The goal is to recognize both the good feeling and the bad feeling. A lot of time when things goes wrong in our life, there is no good feeling. There is only like, okay, you're living check by check. Your relationship is not working. Your health is not good. So obviously at that time, you can't really think of a good thing. You can say to yourself, I want to think positive. I'm going to stay calm. I'm going to think of this as a glass half full. But the problem is still there. The best way to support and inspire your body, mind, body, and soul is to look at the problem. What is the problem? Where is it coming from? So these are the four areas that I always look. So is the problem with my health? Is the problem with my relationship with everybody around me? Is the problem coming from my career? Or is the problem coming in from the finance? Where is it coming from? Again, with the awareness, you can determine pretty fast where is the problem coming from. Okay, now that I know what the problem is, okay, let's just say the problem is that you're very, very stressed. You're very stressed because you're a mother, you have two young kids, they're very energetic, you're a full-time worker, you have a partner, and you got to take them to school, you got to come home work, you have to make dinner, all of that. I'm very stressed and overwhelmed because I'm doing too much. You can't think positive to get rid of that. It doesn't work that way. To actually acknowledge it and say, that is actually, I'm running 100 miles an hour. I don't have time for myself. And this is what putting a lot of stress on me. And once you can recognize that, then automatically you will come up with the answer. Believe it or not, manifestation and law of attraction work that way. When you recognize the problem. So what do we do with that? I call it the 4 stage of being, feeling, thinking, and then doing. So when we are being, we actually having a great relationship with ourselves. We're giving fully attention to ourselves, sitting down. And a lot of that gets done through meditation because that's the only time that we have. And by the way, I do have a meditation track if you are interested. I'm completely free. The link is here somewhere. It's 5 days challenge of meditation. You can download that and start meditating with that. But during meditation, we kind of like pay attention to our mind, the thoughts that comes in our mind, the feelings that we have, and everything else. So that's the stage of being. Once your stage of being, the feeling comes up. So once this feeling comes up, then the thinking comes up. I feel good or I feel bad. And then the thinking comes up. And during that thinking, you're actually going to come up with the answer for that problem. And once you come up with that answer for that problem, then the doing, the action actually comes up. But ignoring that and simply trying to force yourself to be positive, it never works. And especially now because there's so much uncertainty out in the world. So your process should be actually being, feeling, thinking, and doing. Being is to take some time, sit back, and look at the 4 area of your life. Feeling, how do you feel about that? Good or bad? It's okay. Either way, that's fine. So much bad, not so much good, because obviously otherwise, if you didn't have a problem, you wouldn't feel bad. Even if the feeling is bad, resentment, fear, anxiety, stress, what is that? Recognize the feeling. What is that? I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm really fearful. I don't like change. I'm very stressed. Recognize the feeling. And then when you recognize the feeling, think about that situation. Okay, now that I have this problem, then the decision comes in. What do I do about this? You don't have to come up with the answer, but once you recognize it, then you are working now. Your mind is actually working, looking for the answer, what it is. And then once that happened, then you open your eyes and you say, okay, now that I have the answer, this is what I'm going to do. And that's the action taken. And you can do this with your personal life and professional life. But the goal is to build a relationship with yourself, to give yourself enough attention to actually do this process without ignoring the problem and blaming everyone else and everything else for your problem. That's really what it means to maintain a great relationship within yourself, because it starts with yourself. Okay? So what are some benefits of when you do that? You're going to become much calmer. You're going to be much patient. You're going to have a patient because you're going to listen to yourself. You know the process. You know how it is. Instead of, I want everything yesterday, you're going to say to yourself, okay, how it is to think about that. I will come up with the answer. I'm going to be patient. And then more importantly, it's coming from you. It's not coming from society. The decision that you're making is coming from your true self of who you are and what you believe about yourself. Because a lot of time, our decision, our emotional suffering coming from outside of us, not so much from us, it's from outside of us. What other people perceive us, and we get manipulated to that, thinking that we are that or we should be like that, and that's what causes emotional pain. So for the longest time, I played this victim, which I thought at the time, that it's my mother's fault. It's my ex-husband's fault. It's the economy's fault. It's the government's fault. It's everybody. But how much time are you going to blame? I correct myself because I get sick and tired of it. I was sick and tired of it. I was like, okay, this is not working for me. I got to do something else. But in reality, now I see it is really. And when I used to hear people say that, okay, you can change your life on your own, it's all up to you. I'm like, what are you talking about? How you mean? I didn't make a decision to get married. My marriage was arranged. How is that, my life? But then I learned, you know what? Things happen in life. It doesn't matter what happened. It's what you're going to do about it. It matters. It's what you're going to do about it. And that decision has to come from your true self. Because otherwise, if you go from one problem that was happened to you or you got it from society and get the solution from the society, then that's going to cause the other problem. But if the decision comes in from your true self, if you have a great relationship with yourself, if you listen to your body, if you listen to your mind, if you listen to your spirit, it comes from you. You don't feel guilty about it. As a matter of fact, you're going to be so inspired because you say, at least I tried. At least I tried. And this is how we make a decision. And this is how our decision work on our own way. And this is how we create a life that we love with the peace, joy, laughter, and love, with unity, because we build up a relationship with ourselves first. We maintain a healthy relationship with ourselves first before we go and tell everybody else what they're doing wrong. So the two part is good about that. One, you become very kind, compassionate within yourself. Two, you'll be more compassionate toward other people. You understand that they are also right what they do. You're not gonna get offended when people tell you that, oh, you're not good enough. Then it's not gonna be offending you so much, because you're like, well, they don't have a good relationship with themselves. That's why they're talking to me about that. It's really not me. It's just they need to build a good relationship with themselves. Because once you learn that on your own, then you can see who is saying what and how is that coming from. Because a lot of us, we always going to have a problem. And the society taught us and gave us this identity that we never wanted it. We inherited that. Everybody in today's society working on themselves to build a great relationship with themselves. Some are successful, some are not. And it's not easy. It's really hard. But if every day you can take some time and pay attention to yourself and be aware of your mind, body, and soul and your well-being, then you will become very kind toward yourself. Then you will become very loving toward yourself. Then you become very compassionate toward yourself. And when you do that, then you will spread that to everyone else. And that's how the world goes around. So I always tell people that, stop saying I want to help people. Help yourself first. That term of help yourself first really, really matters, because you're important. You are the universe. You are here. Whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever you smell, whatever you touch, whatever, that's coming from you. So if you can pay attention, be aware of yourself, have a great, healthy, loving relationship with yourself, then you have no other way of spreading that and having that with everybody else around you and everything else around you. So this is my advice for you today. I want you to take some time. I want you to take some time today, intentionally sit down and say to yourself, I'm going to be in a state of being. I'm going to fully give my body, mind, and soul and attention. I want to listen to my body to see what my body's telling me. It's important. And I know you're exercising. I know you're meditating. I know you're eating healthy. I know you're counting calories. I know you're doing all that. But this should be intentionally done to sit with your body and appreciate your mind, body, and soul. And say, I am giving you full attention. Full attention. And see what your body's telling you. See how you feel. That's it. Just listen to it. Quietly sit down, close your eyes, and just listen to your mind, listen to your body without judging it, without correcting it, without controlling it. That's all you have to do. Just listen to it. And the more you do that, the more practice you'll get, and the more you're going to be able to pick up any uncomfortability, physically or emotionally, when it comes to your health, when it comes to your relationship. So this is my strategies for you. I do this every single day. Apply it. Let me know how it works for you. Thank you so much for listening. For those of you who's watching this and repeat, thank you so much for listening. And again, if you have any question, please do send me a question. Meanwhile, I do have a 5-day challenge, meditation challenge that you can download. It's absolutely free. Listen to it, practice, and give your body, mind, and soul and attention that it deserves. Have a great day. Till next time.